Hi everyone, this is a video about tailgating, allowing adequate clearance and following distance. This is a mess. I know it is, right? But I'm a driving instructor. I don't use a pen to write. I'm a driving instructor. But I've got a lot of information in my head and it's useful and I want to give it to you. So you're just going to have to put up with the fact that I've got terrible writing and terrible drawing skills. But the information in my head is vastly important and very, very useful. So at my old age of 43 years old this year, I'm going to give it to you all anyway, because it's all in my head and I have to get it out there. I just have to get it out there. Right, so tailgating, allow adequate clearance. Look, if you're driving along, then if everybody is really nice and happy and doing everything properly and following the rules as we should do, you should be 2 seconds behind the person in front. Okay, that is basically the safest way of driving. It's called the 2-second rule. So when this person gets to a tree or something that you understand, a bridge or whatever, then if you've seen them get to the tree, you start counting either with the traditional 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, as we learnt when we were little kids, or you can say only a fool breaks the 2-second rule, which basically takes 2 seconds to say, and you can't get to the same bridge or tree or whatever before you say that. All right, so that is the correct distance away from the other car that you should be if it's beautiful weather, the sun is out, everything's lovely and dry, everything's happy, right? If it's raining, this whole situation is immediately doubled. 4-second rule, because your wheels are wet and it's going to take longer for you to slow down because of the conditions. So you immediately double it and elongate this instantly to 4 seconds, right? So you elongate this. So if this person breaks for some crazy reason because something horrible's happened in front of them, or maybe it's just because a fox darted out and they've reacted, or a cat or a dog happened to me the other day. Oh my God, it was so close. Somebody opened their door, dog came out. I saved its life. I didn't even have a choice. My subconscious mind went, no, save its life. And luckily no one was behind me. I had no choice in that situation at all with my own decisions. The dog came out, I saved its life. I definitely saved its life. There is no doubt. The dog is alive because I stopped. Look, I know it says in the highway code that we're not allowed to stop for animals if there's human life around. There wasn't anyone behind me. It all happened in a split second. The dog is alive because of my decisions, and I feel quite comfortable about that. Anyway, look. So if whatever happens, if the person at the front has to brake violently for any reason whatsoever, even if it was a mistake with left foot braking or some nightmare like that, this person, if they are leaving the adequate clearance in sunny clear weather at 2 seconds or 4 seconds if it's raining, so much less likely to hit that person, right? And then yes, okay, if this person brakes violently, this person may be a little bit upset for 5 minutes, but you're both going to go home, have a nice cup of tea and forget all about it, right? There's no crash that's going to happen. Now, if it is snowing and you have to go out, there may be a little bit of snow. There may be a medium amount of snow. There may be loads of snow. There may be black ice on the road. It depends on the situations. So the highway code says if there is snowy conditions, ice and snow, then it could be up to 10 times the amount. So it could be the 20-second rule, okay? Now, they don't say it's the 20-second rule, but because how could they possibly know how much snow is on the floor when they're talking? So they just say it could be up to 10 times the 2-second rule, okay? I don't like driving in the snow personally. I think that other people drive in the snow mental. So they go way too fast. They don't respect the conditions. And I don't like driving in the snow myself as a driving instructor. So I try not to go out if there is an amount of snow that is going to affect the slippiness of the road. I try hard not to go out. I try to walk, or I just stay inside and drink hot chocolate. That's me. You can do what you like. There's stuff that you can put on the tyres. There's all, Anyway, moving swiftly on. So basically, if you have a tailgater, right? So I'm a driving instructor, right? There's the L plate. I nearly called them my children then. God, it feels like that. My students are going to be driving a bit slowly. So sometimes we get somebody behind us who tailgates, right? And it's way too close here. So my learner now is like proper unhappy, and I know that you all are. I know you are, because I've been a driving instructor for 21 years. I know you are very unhappy when this happens. But let me reassure you, it is not always a really nasty, mean, horrible person. I'm on the road sometimes 7 days a week, full time. I work too much. That's why I'm making these videos, because I'm actually trying to take some time off because I am tired. I'm on the road all the time, and this mean person that you all think is behind you, I'd give it a 1 or a 2 out of 10. It's actually quite rare. I'm on the road all the time. Most of the time, people are either unaware of what they're doing, they just don't get it, they just don't understand that they're too close to you, or, well, that is actually a really strong point, or they're just doing it wrong. There isn't always somebody really, really mean behind you, okay? It isn't. I understand that it does happen, of course I do, and I have seen it, but I would say it's quite rare. I'd give it like an absolute maximum of 2 out of 10 to have a really, really mean person. So try hard not to consider that this person's mean. Definitely don't increase your speed. Let's put it into the category that you had a really mean person behind you. Why would you go faster for the mean person? There's nothing you can do to make a mean person happier. If they've just had broken up with their missus because of whatever, or they've had some kind of hellish time at work, your speed isn't going to make that person happy. If you did 35, they'd do 35. If you did 40 to get away from them, they'd do 40. If you did 45, 50, 60, they'd come with you. There's nothing that you can do. And then if you go through the speed camera, you get the speed ticket. You run the risk of running your license. You run the risk of going too fast and potentially losing control of your car. Oh man, that did actually happen to my student once. This just reminded me. Okay, look, this is one of the times that it was bad. There was a mean person behind, and they were in a really bad mood. She was driving with her dad, and he was tailgating this mean person behind. So my student on her driving lesson with her dad went faster, 35. This person wanted to go faster, tailgated, rah 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 rah. Then she went faster, again he went faster. She kept on looking in her mirror to see his reaction, and I'm afraid she crashed. It wasn't great. This person then overtook her accident and just went off into the sunset. Come on, if he's that horrible, are you really going to let him have control about crashing your car? This is a rare situation. Probably shouldn't have said that, because it is really, really rare. Most of the time, you've just got someone behind you unaware of what they're doing. I have a family member who tailgates, yeah? I made a pact with myself years ago that I would never teach friends and family how to drive, because I don't want to be... I wouldn't have any friends or family left, would I? I mean, I wouldn't be able to go anywhere. I'd be sat here on my own. Well, I'm doing that anyway, talking to you. But I'd be sat here on my own with no friends and family if I taught my people how to drive in my private life. So I try really hard not to correct little mistakes and stuff like that. Now, I've got a family member who tailgates, and he doesn't even realise he's doing it. I can tell from his body language. He has absolutely no idea that he tailgates. He's just like, oh, yes, so Roz, like, how are you getting on, and how's life, and how's blah, blah, and how's the kids, and do-do-do. And we are really close to that person. And that person may be really unhappy and think that my family member is some kind of mean, nasty person. No, he's just totally unaware of what he's doing. So every time this person breaks, my family member's braking, and it's really uncomfortable. And I'm a very upset driving instructor. We are like... This is getting silly now. But look, it isn't always necessarily a mean person behind you. It may just be my unaware family member who's a beautiful, lovely person, but he just is just way too close. Okay. Now, things that you can do if you have a tailgater, why don't you just pull up on the left in a really safe and convenient place and just let the person get out of your life? Just let them go. Let them go. Let them overtake you, and then you never have to deal with it again. Going faster is not, it doesn't work, because if you do 35, it's not enough for them. If you do 40, it's not enough for them. It just doesn't work. So you may as well just pull up on the left at the safest convenient and get rid of them. And then you literally have nothing to worry about. You're never going to have to see them again. It's over. And then you can just drive again. All right. The law states we can't break the speed limit for a lot of different reasons. It is so vitally important that we follow the speed limits of the road. They are there for everybody's safety. Literally, fatality reasons, we must abide by the speed limit so accidents, horrible accidents, don't happen. All right, so it's really important. If it's 30, need to abide by that. This person cannot be in control of making you go faster when you don't even know what's going on. You know, there might just be a little old lady going to go and get her macaroons, and she's unaware of how close she is. She just doesn't get it because she hasn't driven with any kind of law understanding for donkeys, right? Donkeys years. You know, maybe she learnt when the horse and cart was on the road. You know, she's just out to get her macaroons. So I know that you guys are perfect and you're going to be doing the 2-second rule. I know that because, you know, you're brilliant. So yeah, I know you're going to be doing this. But if this person is too close to you, the only thing you can do is pull up on the left, right, and get rid of them. Or if that is absolutely impossible, then you need to elongate the space between you and the person in front. You need to make this distance bigger to at least 3 seconds, depending on how close this person is behind you. You need to elongate that space. Normally it would be 2 seconds, 2 seconds, 2 seconds, all the way down the road. But if you've got a tailgater, you need to elongate, create more space in front. So if this person brakes violently for the accident, for the fox, for the bike, for the dog, for the cat, for whatever, right? Then you have more time to slow down, and this person has more time to slow down so they don't go into the back of you. And I hear people say, oh, but yeah, if he goes into the back of me, he pays for my damages. You know what? You're totally right. But let me tell you, getting your car fixed takes months. How are you going to get to work? How are you going to get to school? You have no car. Yes, it's annoying. Yes, the likelihood of him having to pay is extremely high. But you don't have a car. You might hurt yourself. You may have, you know, you may get whiplash or something from the accident. You may have a write-off. The whole car may be written off. You may have to buy another one. So it's just boring. It's so boring. If somebody goes into the back of you, it's a boring process. It takes ages. Elongate this space so you've got more time to slow down if you cannot pull up on the left. But I strongly recommend pull up on the left. Get rid of this person out of your life. Why do it to yourself? I hope that helps. It is, you know, being a driving instructor, you know, I'm just constantly talking about the people behind. My student always tries to go faster because they always imagine the person behind being upset with them, or being like, oh, the person behind, so I'm just going to take this left turn at 70 miles an hour. You know, we need to have the balls to slow down, to take our turns properly. The examiner's going to put on a sharp turn on the left at some point to see whether you've got the balls to slow the person behind you down. I'm constantly talking about this to my student. If you've got a really sharp turn like this, or even if you live in a driveway with a ridiculously sharp turn, you need to get into the habit of slowing right down and having the balls to slow this person down. If you are turning sharp left, you are very likely going to have to go into first gear and then take the turn. That means the person behind is going to have to be deeply affected by that, because you need to slow down to turn in to either your driveway or your very sharp turn. Now, it's very important to have excellent position on the left as you turn left into a sharp turn, because this person, if they can't be bothered to wait, they're going to overtake you. So it's very important that you have good position to turn left. So if they want to, they can just go if they want, right? If they don't like it, then out over they go. Fine. But I would say 8 to 9 times out of 10, this person knows that you need to slow down and take the turn. In fact, if you went round that corner too fast, that person's going to be like, whoa, what's that person doing? That was mental. They just lost control turning left. So that's what it would look like. So, you do have to just start to think, what am I doing? What can I do? I don't like this person behind me. I'm going to pull up on the left. I'm going to create space in front. When I'm doing this on a motorway with my students, I call the 2-second rule a bubble. I'm like, right, guys, let's make the 2-second rule bubble. 2 seconds in front of you, 2 seconds behind you, and then the space on the left would be at least a meter, but that's beside the point on this video. So we create this kind of weird bubble of 2 seconds. And then I'm like, right, create your bubble. What colour's your bubble on your motorway? And we have fun with like creating like a blue bubble or a pink bubble or whatever. And then we have this sensible space between us and the person in front. And then if somebody comes in and like they overtake and they go into your bubble and they pop your bubble, then you make the bubble again. So you always have a safe distance. You can't crash into nothing. You can't crash into space. Create space. If everybody in front of you is tailgating each other and you're the one person who's not, maybe they're all going to like have a pile up and crash, and then you can be the person at the end who just goes, oh, look at that, and just overtakes very gently and just goes, oh, that's a nightmare, isn't it? Oh dear. And then you can just nip home and have a nice cup of tea and and you've never been involved with the accident. All right. So yeah, keep yourself safe. Like, oh God, most of us, the most expensive thing that we own is our cars. Yeah. You're like driving the most expensive asset that you have. Look after it, No, so the two most expensive things really in a normal person's life is going to be your house and your car. So, look after it. Anyway, I'm going to shut up now. That's enough. So anyway, I hope this video helps. And yeah, excuse the messiness of it. I'm a driving instructor. I'm not an artist, but this information is important. Okay, so take care, and I really hope that helps.